Hey there, friends. Tired of managing symptoms and struggling for answers? This holistic podcast guides you beyond one-size-fits-all advice to uncover root cause health solutions. I'm Holly Jean Mullen, your functional nutritional therapist host. Drawing from over a decade of clinical and personal experience, I'm here to help you overcome chronic issues like thyroid problems, autoimmune conditions, hormone imbalances, inflammation, weight loss resistance, the list goes on. This isn't generic advice. It's a comprehensive, personalized plan covering nutrition, mindset, and environment. Tune in for practical education, expert guests, real stories, and coaching to help identify what's keeping you stuck. It's time to understand your unique needs and tap into your God-given ability to heal by honoring nature's wisdom. Your transformation starts here. Let's go. Hello. Welcome back to another episode, y'all. Today, we are diving into a topic that is massively misunderstood, and it's honestly a little bit intimidating for a lot of people, I believe. And that is the topic of detoxification. Now, don't run away just yet. I know you're probably hearing that word a lot this time of year because everyone's trying to sell a freaking detox going into New Year's. But this episode isn't going to be about a juice cleanse or shakes or starvation or spending hours in the bathroom cleaning stuff out. You know what I mean? I really want to demystify what detox really is, why you need it, and how to make it more understandable, how to kind of simplify it in a way that you can apply it most effectively to you, because it is important. But first, I have some announcements. One, it's Saturday. It's December 21st when I'm recording this. The holidays are in full swing over here, and we are traveling back to California tomorrow for the holidays. And we haven't been back for Christmas since we moved, so this will be really nice. The boys get to be with their cousins, which is all they really want at Christmas, is just to be with their cousins. So we're excited about that, but we didn't tell them we were leaving for California until last night. And originally we weren't going to tell them until today, but I told them last night because I need help getting ready to go. So I'm a little behind getting this episode out this week because I've been trying to get ready for this trip on the down low. So they didn't know we were getting ready. I've been secretly wrapping presents. I've been shipping stuff to California and to here and just trying to, it doesn't, now that I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't sound like it's that much, but for some reason it's been just a lot of moving parts for me to coordinate. And then on top of that, my stepdad's been in the hospital. He had heart surgery, so I've been going back and forth with that and helping my mom with some things. So it's just been a lot going on. And so with that, I don't want to feel like I'm forced to put out an episode because I have to stick to this weekly schedule. So I'm going to just take the rest of the year off and enjoy the holidays, enjoy time with my family. So this will be the last full episode for the year, but I do have some little mini episodes that I've been working on. I feel like I don't have a shortage of things to talk about, but sometimes the topics aren't a full long episode worth. So I have a few things that I'll just record some little episodes and I'll drip those over the next couple weeks. And then I will be back January, that second week of January, with our regularly scheduled program. So, all right, before we talk about detox, I just want to make it clear that this is a generalized discussion about detoxification, and detox protocols are so incredibly individualized, at least they should be. And it would be unethical of me to sit here and just tell you how to do a DIY detox and without knowing your full health history. So my goal with this episode is to educate you. I'm not prescribing anything. I'm not giving you a step-by-step, but I do want you to have a foundational knowledge to explore this topic safely and with the right guidance. I'll share what detox is, what it is not, and why supporting your body's natural detox processes daily, regularly, is absolutely critical, and why you should also look at doing an intentional detox. So, intentionally detoxing on a deeper level, and why that's so important. I want to talk about steps of detox, opening drainage pathways, supporting your gut, removing heavy metals, and how things like lifestyle tools, diet, ketosis, fasting, the LifeWave patches, how those can all play a role in supporting your body. So, fun fact is, I don't just talk about this for fun. This is something that I do. I've been trained by one of the country's top detox doctors. I've been mentored through this process. I've worked with hundreds of clients to help them safely and effectively clear out toxins. I've seen firsthand how detoxing can bring literally life-changing results. So, this episode, you might want to get a notebook, settle in. We're going to do the detox talk. So, first things first, I think I need to clear up a little bit of confusion when it comes to detox, because a lot of times when people hear the word detox, they're thinking of these complicated protocols like miserable hunger, scary experiences they've heard from a friend. And I get it. Yes, those things can all be true. And I can see why someone would avoid even exploring detox after hearing some of the nightmare stories. Yes, yes, yes. Detoxing can be miserable, but I see that more so when it's done incorrectly. And it's very easy to do it wrong. So again, like, I can see why this is an intimidating, it could be a little bit like confusing to start, because there are just a lot of moving pieces. So I want to clear this up. So if you are doing detox incorrectly, this is where I see people getting sick, people having issues, people making things worse, and doing things like not preparing for a detox, not opening your drainage pathways. Like, if you're going to be detoxing things, you better make sure that the way that the stuff gets out of your body is working. Because if you're pulling stuff, trying to detox things, but you do not have proper elimination, meaning pooping, sweating, breathing, those things need to happen so you can get the stuff out. People not using binders, that's a big one, or not using binders in the right timing or the right quantity, or even the appropriate binders. There are a lot of things that can go on. So, but aside from that, the practical reality is your body is already detoxing every single day. It is built to do this. You have an incredible system, your liver, your kidneys, your gut, your lymphatic system, your skin. It is all working 24/7 to get rid of toxins. Like, if you think of your body's garbage disposal or cleaning crew, it just never stops working. And this is where you will also hear some more mainstream, conventional doctors or health people saying, you don't need to do a detox, your body does that already. Okay, yeah, that's true, but there's a problem. We live in this toxin heavy world now. We have chemicals everywhere in our food, our water, our air, our clothing, our cleaning supplies, our cookware. So we have more things coming at us, plus our own metabolic processes that's going to create waste and byproducts like lactate and ammonia and uric acid. And over time, these toxins can build up faster than our body can remove them. That overloads our system. And that's when we start to feel it: the fatigue, the brain fog, the inflammation, the skin issues, stubborn weight gain or weight loss resistance, and eventually chronic health problems. Detox is not about starving or suffering, but it is about supporting your body's natural processes so that it can work efficiently to handle the ridiculous toxic load that we are all exposed to. So you might be wondering, now, if my body knows how to detox and it does it so great, why do I need to do anything extra? So I started talking about this, and then I got a little bit sidetracked. But the point is, yes, your body is doing these amazing things naturally. But in addition to all the toxins that I mentioned that are bombarding us, especially as ladies, our personal care products, like, it's just silly how much stuff we put on ourselves. But adding to that, poor diets, stress, nutrient deficiencies, and our pathways like our liver, our kidney, our lymph, our bowels, those just get overwhelmed. They get gunked up. It's just like trying to clean a house that's getting faster or dirty faster than you could tidy up. It's like brushing your teeth while eating Oreos. It's like, yeah, you can clean your teeth, but that Oreo stuff, if you keep eating them, it's going to get all over, right? Sometimes we just need a deep clean. So intentional detoxing, that is what I think of when I'm thinking of the things that we're doing above and beyond just what our body is naturally doing anyways. So intentional detoxing is going to support your body by opening up drainage, opening up those pathways. Then we can go in and clear some deeper toxins like heavy metals. And we can make sure that we're getting the right nutrients that our liver needs and our cells need, because we need nutrients for things to work properly, right? We also need to focus on the deeper layers within us. To truly heal, we need to focus on things at the cellular level. We're often talking about the root of things. At the root of our bodies, yeah, we're systems and organs, but down on the literally microscopic level, we are cells, and we need our cells to be working and functioning properly. Cellular inflammation is a big part of the problem when it comes to chronic health issues. And a chronic health issue is exactly why someone would want to try a detox. But when those cell membranes become inflamed, what happens is it can block receptor sites. So our cells have receptor sites for our hormones and our nutrients to all communicate and get into the cell. But that inflammation can block those sites, and that's going to create a cascade of issues from sluggish energy production to hormone imbalances. And then when we add in heavy metals, those heavy metals can directly compete with hormones and nutrients for those same receptor sites on our cells. So, for example, toxins can interfere with our thyroid hormone reception, which then can lead to thyroid dysfunction and then further complicate that disease pathway. So we have to look at addressing cellular health. That's really key, because when we can have healthy cells, we can have a healthy body that's better able to repair and heal itself. I hope that all made sense. I feel like I just kind of like jumbled through that. Maybe I should try it again on a drawing a picture. But another thing we can do, a tool that we have that's free, is using diet to support detoxification and the body's detoxification systems. So I love fasting and ketosis. I think they're incredibly powerful tools that we do not utilize often enough. But both of those things can reduce inflammation systemically and at the cellular level. They can also work to enhance our detox. So if you're in ketosis, ketosis repairs mitochondria. That's going to help our cells release toxins, produce glutathione, which is our body's major antioxidant. If you've ever heard the term keto flu, that's partly due to toxins being pushed out of your cells, because ketosis helps your body detox. Fasting stimulates autophagy, which is the self-cleaning process at the cellular level. And around 17 to 18 hours into a fast, longer, that is when autophagy tends to kick in. Now, the 17, 18-hour mark is not the same for everyone. And that's something I get questions about a lot. People going like, well, I fasted for 17 hours. I fasted for 18 hours. I do it all the time. It's not doing anything for me. Autophagy can still begin around that 17, 18-hour fasting. Even if someone is metabolically inflexible and ketones haven't fully kicked in, some people struggle more, like maybe you're not in ketosis, but you can still have some autophagy happening then. But the extent of autophagy might be influenced by your metabolic state. What I'm trying to say is if you are metabolically unhealthy, if you are unable to get into ketosis, those can be things that can hinder your detoxing process if you are using those things for detoxing. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not working for you. I'm just saying don't use the 17 to 18 hours as the magic answer. Okay? When insulin drops and our glucose availability is low, our body begins to shift into this energy conservation and cellular cleanup mode. This process is not exclusively dependent upon being in ketosis, but ketosis does amplify it. And I'm explaining this because sometimes people think ketosis equals autophagy or autophagy equals ketosis, and that's not always the case. Because if someone is metabolically inflexible, meaning they are primarily a sugar burner, they're unable to switch into that fat burning for fuel, or unable to just kind of like flip that switch easily and go back and forth between sugar and fat burner, like our bodies are designed to do, it could take someone's body longer to deplete glycogen stores within them and transition into fat burning. That is going to slow ketosis. And that delay might also result in maybe a less robust autophagy goal, right? It just might not happen the same. I would say probably about 90% of my clients, and that's like a made up statistic, but I feel like it's almost all of them, just about. It's rare that I get someone who is not like just metabolically inflexible. Most of my clients are. So I'm making up 90%. So there's my stat for that. But I would say a lot of my clients, the ones that are struggling with low energy, brain fog, weight loss resistance, those are the ones that need to detox the most and benefit from detox the most and see great results from doing a properly designed detox, because it does go to that deeper level down to the cell. But I will say that the 17 to 18 hour window is not usually the case for them. For these individuals with high glucose and delayed ketone production, those deeper levels of autophagy may require prolonged fasting. Like I'm talking 24, 36 hours. And this is because the body needs time to overcome that insulin resistance and fully activate those energy deprivation pathways. So let's go over like a little roadmap overview of detoxification and how the steps I use to go through it with people and what I recommend. If you're going to try any kind of detox on your own, this is what I absolutely recommend, no matter what you're doing, no matter who's selling it to you, no matter what they're saying, whoever's selling it to you, like no matter what they're saying, these are the things that I see as a practitioner that absolutely must happen if you are trying to do any kind of a detox or a cleanse. And number one is make sure you're moving your bowels daily, at least once. I want to see twice before I start detoxing, but at least once. And the reason is if you're constipated, you have toxic backup. And if you are trying to pull stuff out of your cells and out of your body and clear things up, but you are not eliminating through your bowels, you are just recirculating and reabsorbing toxins in your body. I also want to see you supporting liver, kidneys, hydrating to kind of flush both of those, eating leafy greens, taking binders. I want to see your lymphatic system moving. You can do this through exercise, dry brushing, sauna. You could also use the energy enhancer patches for moving lymphatic. All of these things are just opening drainage pathways. We want to make sure things are flowing and exiting from the body. The next thing is I want to see you supporting your gut. Work on repairing and sealing leaky gut, because when we're pulling stuff, it's going to end up going through your digestive tract at some point. And so we want to be working on having a healthy gut. And for this, I do like using targeted supplements. I think they're really helpful here. It just increases the healing speed. I like two products. I like Zach Bush's product called Ion, and I like Apex Energetics. They have one called Repair Vite. I like both of those. The cells lining in your stomach, they're among the fastest regenerating cells in your body. And that's just because the stomach's harsh environment, right? We have acidic gastric juices. We have to have those cells be able to repair themselves. And so it's estimated that a complete turnover of the stomach lining could occur within 2 to 3 weeks. So you can heal your gut pretty quickly if you are working on eating anti-inflammatory foods, eating soothing foods. We're talking bone broth, aloe vera. Those things are very healing and soothing to the gut. We want to avoid the things that give gut issues in the first place. The things that contribute to leaky gut are going to be alcohol intake, caffeine, NSAIDs, like if you're taking Advil, if you're taking anti-inflammatories, those are not helping your gut. Avoiding processed foods, conventional foods that are going to have antibiotics, glyphosate, and other gut microbiome destroying chemicals like pesticides and herbicides. Those are things that are going to be working to destroy your gut. So when I say that you could get a whole new stomach lining in 2 to 3 weeks, that's if you're giving your cells the nutrients it needs to make new cells, but also avoiding the things that are causing gut damage. So when I have clients who say they've been working on repairing their gut for years and years and years, which is not uncommon for me to hear, they're not doing it right? If it should only take a few weeks to do. So we're missing a piece here. Either you're not getting the right nutrients to repair, or you're not giving your stomach enough time off from the things that are offending it to heal. So recapping here our roadmap so far. Number one, we're opening drainage pathways. We want to make sure the toxins we are trying to clear are actually leaving the body. Number two, we want to support our gut. We want to make sure our gut is healthy enough to process and eliminate the toxins we're going to be pulling. And then step three from that is just going deeper and removing toxins like heavy metals and molds and parasites. So many people want to jump right into these big detoxes and get rid of these things, but there's other work that needs to be done, and it doesn't happen overnight. I like to use chelators and binders to safely pull toxins out of our cells and to prevent reabsorption. I like the cell core binders for this. I also use Quicksilver Scientific. I use systemic formulas. There's probably others that I'm just forgetting right now because I'm just kind of in that mode, right? Is my brain on holiday vacation already? Maybe. Chelators. Okay, so chelators are substances that bind to toxins, such as heavy metals, other harmful compounds, and they just help the body excrete them. Different chelators are suited for specific toxins depending on their chemical properties and their binding affinities. So you've probably seen influencers promoting TRS spray. That's a really popular one. TRS, it stands for Toxin Removal System. This is a zeolite-based detoxification product, and it's marketed because it has the ability to remove heavy metals and toxins from the body. It's gained a lot of popularity in the holistic and alternative circles because it is easy, and it has amazing claims of effectiveness and in supporting detox. Now, I'm not saying that they don't work. These zeolites, they're little like micro porous crystalline minerals, and they have a cage-like structure around them that binds to positively charged particles. So things like heavy metals and toxins are going to be like drawn to this. I think of them as like little scrubbing magnets, and they're really tiny. So you spray them in your mouth, and this spray, it can go in and like grab all this stuff in your body. It's really effective for lead, cadmium, arsenic, and aluminum. So that's the zeolite. Those are the zeolites. And the most popular one that you may have seen is the TRS. But that's not the only chelator that's available and that's out there. We have EDTA, DSMA, DMPS, ALA. They all work similarly in how they bind and pull, but they work differently in terms of what toxins they are effective at pulling and differently in how they are eliminated through our detox pathways in the body. Some are fat soluble, some are water soluble. And depending on what you are trying to detox and what your symptoms are, some might be better than others. Chelators, they bind to heavy metals, but as the chelator starts to drop in the body due to elimination, it doesn't stay in our body forever, those metals can be released back into the body. And that can cause a dangerous scenario of what we refer to as redistribution. So you're pulling metals, but if you're not keeping the dose appropriate of what you're using, so let's say you are using the TRS, if you are not using it in the appropriate dose and timing, you can risk releasing those metals and toxins that you're pulling back into the body. So what we do to avoid this is we use very precise intervals of dosing because we want to maintain consistent levels in the body. So detox is done in cycles. It allows the body to recover between sessions. We are using very specific dosing and timing, and it's different for the person depending on what they're using, depending on their sensitivity levels. This is something that you don't DIY because it's easy to have missteps like inconsistent timing or improper dosing. Getting this wrong can make toxicity worse and not better. And you might be wondering, it's like, well, why do I need to overthink it so much? Why do I need to be using all these other things? If chelators bind to toxins, why do I also need to use a binder? Natural questions. That's a great question, actually. And it was one of my first questions when I first started using this too. It's like, why do we need to double do it? Because every time someone's talking about doing chelation, they're saying, okay, well, these things they're already binding to toxins and pulling them in with their little cages. So why do I need to also use a binder? Basically, the short answer is they work together to ensure that your toxins that you're pulling are actually safely removed from the body. So chelators like EDTA or DMSA, those pull the toxins out of tissues and they pull them into circulation. But once these toxins are mobilized, they can move to other parts of the body if we are not eliminating them quickly enough. And so that's where binders come in. They're going to sit in your gut. They're going to trap these toxins. They're going to prevent them from being reabsorbed into the bloodstream, which is what we don't want to happen. So without binders, the mobilized toxins, they might redistribute to sensitive areas like your brain or your kidneys. And so we want to pair chelators that we want to pair the chelators that are going to pull toxins and binders to catch and eliminate them. Does that make sense? It creates just a safer, more effective, and more comprehensive detox process with less risk of the side effects. Now, if you take nothing else from this episode, please just take this. This is important. So if you have your notepad, this might be something you want to take notes on. Anytime you are doing something actively to detox, even something as simple as an Epsom salt bath or fasting or infrared sauna or coffee enema, please take a binder 20 to 30 minutes beforehand. And this is because when you detox, your body is mobilizing toxins from storage, wherever they're being stored in your body, and into circulation so that they can be excreted. That's good. We want that. That's exactly why we are doing these things. That's why we do detoxing. But if those toxins aren't properly trapped and escorted out, they can recirculate and they can end up in other areas of your body. Okay, so I just want to reiterate that. I know I've said it before. I wanted to just reiterate that. So, especially if you are someone who you have heavy metals in your body, if you have amalgam fillings, any kind of silver fillings in your mouth, you have heavy metals in your body. If you live in an area where they do geoengineering or chemtrails, you have heavy metals in your body. If you eat conventional foods that are grown with conventional fertilizers, you have heavy metals in your body. Anyone who has had past mold exposure, or if you know you have had mold toxicity in the past or mold sickness, this is especially important. So binders are going to act as that cleanup crew, right? So if you know that you have these toxicities in your body, if you're stirring things up, you want to be taking binders. Don't skip this step. It's simple. It's game changing. It's going to make you feel better. It's going to be safer, and it's going to make a big difference in your detox journey. One more thing I want to say, like, you guys know, hopefully you know by now, if you've been listening to a few episodes, that I am all about you taking your health into your own hands. I don't want you to be dependent on someone else to tell you how to live healthfully and take care of your body. I want you to be informed, I want you to be empowered, and I want you to be proactive. But I need to say this part loudly and clearly. When it comes to detoxing heavy metals, mold, parasites, these are things that I do not recommend DIYing. Supporting your body's natural detox pathways and the things that our body is built and designed to do every single day, 24/7, absolutely do that on your own. Do all the things you can to help your body eliminate efficiently and effectively. But social media really makes it look way too easy and accessible for everyone to just do a heavy metal detox or a parasite cleanse or a mold detox. And I've seen far too many clients end up sicker from this bad illusion that is portrayed from all these little like kits that you can buy. And I'm not trying to say anything negative or talk trash on anyone who's promoting these kits or these protocols. I'm just saying that it's not best practices based on my experience with clients. That's it. Detox is not a one size fits all situation. There's a specific order of operations with deliberate steps to follow and careful timing to determine when and how to start. And I know social media is just like a highlight reel, it's little clips here and there. And so you might see like, oh, parasite cleanse, ooh, a heavy metal detox. And it's like a 30, 60, 90-second clip or reel or a carousel post that's giving you a snippet, just a snippet of what the process is. But unless you're working with someone and getting that full picture, there's just too much risk in trying to do it yourself based off what you're seeing online and just like buying something and doing it. So whether it's mold, whether it's parasites, whether it's heavy metals, these issues, they're deeply interconnected because parasites feed off mold, they feed off heavy metals, they hide in the biofilms that surround these things. It's multi-targeted. There's a lot of things going on. So the process of addressing them is nuanced, and it's so specific to your symptoms, your health history, your scenario. So if you try to tackle them randomly or without guidance, you're really risking your health. So that's all I want to say about that. I think I made my point there. But this is also why I'm such a huge fan of the LifeWave patches, because they work with your body, not against it. And so it can help your body to eliminate all of these things on its own without having to go through these protocols. Now, do I recommend at some point everybody go through some kind of intentional detox? Absolutely. And the patches can help go through those too. But just for like daily life, if you're just trying to support your daily detox processes, or if you are handling an intentional detox protocol, the patches are going to be a must have. I think they are for everyone, in my opinion, because they simplify the process. They're reducing stress on your body. They're amplifying what your system is already naturally designed to do. So it is complementing whichever detox goal you have, whether it's to support your daily detox and your body's natural processes, or if it's to support your body through a more comprehensive protocol. They are designed to help with that. The technology in the LifeWave patches, it supports your body at every phase of detox, and it works endogenously. So it's working with your body. You're not adding anything else into your body. It's empowering your body to use its own systems and processes. Because our bodies are brilliant. They know exactly how to use the tools it has and what is given. It's like handing the perfect set of keys to unlock your dream car, right? So a little bit specifically about what patches I like for everyday health to support detox, your body's natural detox processes, your body's organs and systems. I like the X39 and X49 patches because those activate stem cells. They're going to improve your mitochondrial functions. They're going to give you energy. It's going to give you the support you need to clear out toxins. I call the X39 like my kitchen sink patch. It does everything. The kitchen sink or the Swiss Army knife, either one. It's the must have. And then the Aeon patches, those reduce inflammation and calm the central nervous system. So X39 and Aeon together, those are the duo for daily use. I recommend them to everyone because they work synergistically to support your body's natural healing and recovery processes. So X39, like I said, it activates your stem cells. It's going to help your body regenerate, repair, and detoxify, and it's foundational just for overall health and longevity, where the Aeon comes in and complements that X39 by reducing inflammation and calming your central nervous system. It is going to signal your body to release stress-reducing peptides. It's going to balance the inflammatory response. And you need to have a balanced central nervous system and a calm inflammatory response if you are going to create an environment for healing. Without that, calm foundation, the body is going to struggle to repair itself efficiently. So that is why I use the two together. That's my favorite combo. Another thing is if you have systemic inflammation or a lot of inflammation, as the X39 is working to help your body create more stem cells, if you are inflamed, those stem cells just get eaten up by inflammation before they can do their job. So use them together. It's very simple. No matter what you're working on in your health goals, those are the two that will help you just get there faster. So I know that was kind of a lot, and I started the episode saying I'm going to simplify detoxification for you. I'm not sure if I actually did that. It might feel a little more overwhelming, but that was not my goal. My goal was to just let you know your body is already detoxing. We need to support it in doing that by reducing our toxic load, like getting rid of the things that we have control over. We don't have control over what they're spraying us in the sky with. We don't have control over where they're putting in the next 5G tower. We don't have control over how the farmer down the road is spraying his crops. But we do have control over the products we use in our homes, the products we allow in our homes and that we put on our bodies. We have control over the way we eat and nourish ourselves and how we handle stress and our outlook on life. We have control over those things. And all of those, when we minimize exposure to the toxins and to that body stress, that is giving our body a better chance at running more efficiently with these natural detox pathways, our own natural detox processes. All right. So again, this is what I do every day with my clients. This is what I do. I detox. I help people find healthy, clean homes so that they're not introducing new toxins. I help them reduce the exposures that they have in their daily lives and help their bodies best overcome the challenges that we are bombarded with when it comes to chemicals and toxicity. So recapping, we want to open drainage pathways. We want to support our gut. We always want to be identifying causes of exposure or areas of risk so that we can minimize them or avoid them or do something to offset it. Gut, mitochondria. We want to support our brain. Make sure you're eating appropriately, getting your nutrients, drinking water. Detox is not one size fits all. We should all be supporting our body daily in detoxifying. And if you've never done a targeted detox, I would say it's definitely worth looking into and working with someone. If you want to work with someone local to you and you're not in Tulsa, reach out to me because I do have practitioner partners and friends all over the country and even in some other countries. So reach out if you do want to talk to someone and work with someone, because this is one of those things where once you do it for yourself, once you learn it, once you understand the methodology, you learn how to adjust for setbacks and flare-ups and detox reactions when those come up sometimes, or how to avoid them. This is something that you can take and help others do. Right? And that's really what we want to do. We want to make ourselves healthy and support our own personal health, but we also want our families to be healthy. We want our husbands and our wives and our children to also be healthy, and we want to be able to do this with them too. So it's worth working with someone to learn how to do it and how to adjust. That's what I'll say. Let's wrap this episode up. Like I said, I'm going to take the rest of the month off for Christmas and the holidays and just enjoy some relaxation and some downtime with the fam. But I will send out some mini episodes. I am getting a lot of questions about LifeWave lately, and so that's why I'm talking about it more. I've been using them for over 2 years now, and for as often as I use them and as for amazing they have been for me and how I see that they are for my family and my clients, I've been way too quiet about them. I don't talk about them enough. And a lot of reason for that is just because I don't want to come off as like salesy or pushy or anything, but I'm realizing I'm not doing that. I'm just sharing something that I love and I use. And it's like my own stigma issue that I have with talking about them. So I will just say, I'm going to share some more episodes just talking more about the patches because a lot of you are reaching out and asking more things. So like always, if this episode resonated with you, if you've learned something, please share it. Check the show notes. I'll put additional info in there and links for tools that I recommend. I'm always here. If you have thoughts, questions, send them my way. I am a human on the other end of this mic, and I do read my emails and I do read my messages because yes, I'm a human and I am here to help people. This is my business. It's what I do. So ask me. I'm here. That's it for today. Until next time, take care of your body. Take care of your health. Enjoy the holidays. I will close this out in prayer, and you're welcome to stick around for that. But if that's not your thing, I wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all the things, and I'll see you next time. All right, Heavenly Father, just as we celebrate this holy season of Christmas, we are reminded of the gift of your Son, the light of the world, who brings healing and hope and renewal to all. Thank you for the miracle of life and the incredible bodies you've created. We are so capable of restoration and transformation, and that is all thanks to you. So in this season of joy and reflection, we just ask for your blessing on everyone listening as they take steps towards their health and towards their healing. I pray that you grant them peace in their hearts, clarity in their minds, and strength in their bodies. I pray that you help them trust in your perfect design as they seek renewal. And I pray that they just know that you walk with them every step of the way. And I know the holidays are not always the easiest times for people, but I pray that you bless the homes with love. I pray that you bless families with unity and their hearts with the true meaning of Christmas. And just as the world rejoiced at the birth of Jesus, may their journeys be filled with hope and healing and your boundless grace. And may the spirit of the season guide us to live with purpose, gratitude, and love. So thank you, Lord. In the name of Jesus, the greatest gift of all, we pray. Amen. Thanks for listening to Real Health Transformations. I appreciate you joining me. If you found value in what we covered today, I'd be grateful if you could leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. It really helps spread the word and just helps me get the show out to more people and lets more people find us. And if you'd like to submit a question for me to answer on a coaching episode or to apply to be a live guest on a coaching episode, check out the show notes on how to contact me for that. The show is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not intended as medical advice. As always, please consult your trusted doctor or medical professional before making health and lifestyle changes. I'll catch you next time on Real Health Transformations.